Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
We are in Russia to drive a few cars thanks to Kia, and one of the cars that we are driving today is the Rio X-line, something similar to the i20 Active. Let's take a look. In theory, the Rio X-line is to the Rio hatch what the i20 Active is to the Elite i20, and then some. The Rio and the Elite i20 are platform siblings too, but the Kia Rio isn't a sub-4-meter hatchback. The Rio X-line is even bigger by being 175mm longer, 25mm wider and 60mm taller than the Rio hatch. It even boasts of a 20mm longer wheelbase. These dimensions give it a large, wide-bodied and upmarket stance over the other premium hatchbacks that we have come to like in the Elite i20, Baleno and the Jazz. In fact, the Rio X-line is larger even than the Jazz, which we often like to call a mini MPV. So you get the picture. It is a spacious car, and to draw parallels, it is much like the S-Cross. Compared to the Rio hatchback, it wears a more rugged cladding all around, and hence the X-line suffix. The Russians particularly like that sort of a thing, since it provides additional protection for the metal parts against corrosive debris that the region's snowy and rainy weather likes to kick up very often. Think of it to be similar to a protective bumper for your phone's shiny bezels. Things like the roof rails and the scuff plates complete the beefy look. The Rio X-line also rides higher than its hatchback counterpart, sitting on a 170mm ground clearance compared to the hatchback's 150mm. That not only works better in theory against potholes and speed humps, but also makes easier ingress and egress compared to what I remember of the low-riding Rio that I drove in New Delhi. The larger exterior dimensions of this car also translate to a roomier cabin inside. Despite all the darker colors that have been used, you have a nice airy feel in here. Now, comparisons with the i20 are inevitable. We've always said that the i20 has a very premium feel to its cabin. It feels much better than some of its competition, and this car actually takes it a couple of notches higher. If you look at the switchgear, the overall fit and finish, it actually feels slightly better than the i20, which is a good thing. The infotainment is similar to the Elite i20's, is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the audio quality from the 6-speaker setup is comparable to its Hyundai sibling. Our car only came with 1 USB port, and more would be welcome in this day and age. Our drive was quite brief too, and was restricted to the outer ring road around Moscow. It is a pity that Moscow doesn't have many mountain roads, as I was really keen on hitting the twisties with this car and explore its sporty vibe further. The drivetrain certainly stirs up those expectations, as the 1.6-litre 123 PS 4-cylinder petrol engine is eager as always and a lot punchier than the 1-litre unit that we sampled in the Rio hatchback. We have experienced this 1.6-litre Gamma petrol in the Hyundai Verna, and in the lighter Rio X-line, it's even more delightful to drive. The 6-speed automatic transmission is quite nice too, and is quick to downshift when you dab the throttle even at highway speeds. It is a bit slow to get off the line though, but its performance at city speeds is quite smooth. Unsurprisingly, the Rio X-line feels a little bit better than the hatchback that we drove, and that left us impressed. It is quite a likeable package for its drivetrain refinement, space and well-appointed cabin. It also looks sportier than its hatchback counterpart. We believe that Kia is watching this space quite closely for its engine operations. A premium hatchback or a low-riding crossover is certainly on the cards then, but it will be interesting to see if the car maker decides to go with the flow and creates a sub-4-meter hatchback to keep prices and specs competitive, or takes the game forward by introducing a larger and more premium alternative to the best hatchbacks currently on offer in India. I strongly believe that our market is now ready for the latter.